Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu Alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How is everybody doing? Hope everybody is fine. Just asking you how you guys doing with your a'mal salihah, your good deeds. How is it going? Are you following up your schedule? Are you taking advantage of this beautiful season? You want to make sure you get the most hasanat in this season. Okay, inshallah, everybody is doing the right thing, bi'idhnillah. Okay, today's story is going to be about Ibrahim, of course, again. But this time, Ibrahim's story with idols. Okay? Ibrahim alayhi salam became so famous in his area. He became so famous that he hates idols. Now everybody knows about him, that he hates idols. He always spoke about idols, and he said, these idols cannot benefit me, cannot protect me, cannot do anything. I don't believe in these things. So he always had this reputation, okay, in the town. So one day, the town had biggest festival, okay, religious festival. And in this festival, what they do, they wake up in the morning, they cook their meals, okay, that the sacrifice that they're gonna give to the gods, basically. So they go to the temples and they put the food in front of the idols, which are their gods. That's how they think, right? So they put the food in front of their gods, and then they leave. They leave to go out of the town for a biggest festival, okay? For the biggest festival of theirs. So, and that day, Ibrahim's family, they asked him to leave with them and to go with them. He said, no, I don't feel like it today. I'm gonna stay home. So he stayed home, and almost the whole town just left. So Ibrahim A.S. took advantage of this time, and he just went to the temple to check things out. So he walks into the temple, and he sees this so many idols, big, small, and he sees the food in front of them, and he's so upset, he's so furious. He said in his mind, thinking, how people can worship something that they make by their own hands. How could they do this? This is crazy. How could you think something that you make with your own hands can actually benefit you, or can actually harm you, can actually protect you, or do anything for you? He was so upset. So he's going to the idols and he's talking to them, and he goes to them. He said, ألا تأكلون? Why don't you guys eat? Eat. You have some food here. Eat. And he goes like, ما لكم لا تنطقون? What's wrong with you? Why are you not talking? Come on, talk. Say something. I'm talking to you here. And he's so upset. Of course, he knows that they will not respond to him. But he's just upset, and that's how he's talking out of his anger. So he took an axe and he started smashing those idols, breaking them one after another. He's smashing them. And then he reached to the biggest idol, and he looked at him like this, and he's like about to break it. But then he said, no, I'm not breaking this idol. I'm going to put the axe on his neck, hang it on his neck, and make them think. Maybe they will think that he did it, okay? Let's see what they're going to think about this. So of course, this plan, again, because of Ibrahim's way of doing things is different. He doesn't want to just go to them and tell them this is wrong. He want to explain to them, or he want to make them think by themselves of what they are doing is wrong. So he finished what he'd done, and he went back to his home. People are all done with their festivals. They're coming back happy and cheerful, chatting with each other and all that, and they're walking with their monks toward the temple, to offer more prayers. So they're going there, and they enter the temple, and to their surprise, the whole thing is destroyed. Everything is smashed up. And they look at the biggest idol. He's the only one that's standing up there. And to their surprise, he has the axe on his neck. What's going on? So they said, who did that with our gods? Who did that with our gods? And they were so upset and furious. And they said, there is going to be Ibrahim, no one else. It's only Ibrahim that he always spoke ill of our gods. Where is he? and he's the only one who didn't go with us. So bring him here. So they go call Ibrahim alayhi salam. And when he came to them, he's so confident walking. He's about 16 years old at this age. He's nothing like he's not even like fully man yet. But he's walking confident, and that's the Muslim is always confident, subhanallah. He's walking, and they asked him, أأنت فعلت هذا بآلهتنا يا إبراهيم? Did you do that to our gods? قال بل فعله كبيرهم هذا فاسألوهم إن كانوا ينطقون. No, I didn't do that. Ask him. I think this is the biggest idol. Seems he's the one he has the axe in his neck. Why didn't you ask them? And they looked for a moment like this. They stopped for a moment because they know they cannot talk to the idols. The idols cannot tell them what happened. So they felt embarrassed for a moment, and they felt that they are wrong, and they knew that Ibrahim is right. But do you remember what I told you? If someone get defeated, what does he do? He tend to become what? Aggressive. Yes. They just changed the whole thing, and they said, no, you are still wrong, you are wrong. You burned you smashed our idols, so as a punishment you will be burned. So this is the decision is made. Now take him to prison until the day that he will be burned. All right. So they didn't prepare just a little firewood to burn Ibrahim. They prepare a big fire. Even like they said actually like it was like a building actually. And it was so much that high that they actually had to think how they can even dump him to that fire. Subhanallah, look how angry they got. Anyways, the day of the execution is happening. Now he's walking toward the fire. Ibrahim Assalamu, like I told you, he's just this confident person. He's walking toward the fire, and he has one dua to say. Do you guys know what's the dua? It's an amazing dua. He said, Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. Write it down, guys, this one. It's an amazing dua. All the prophets said it whenever they had hardship and they had hard problems, and Allah saved them. He said, what is Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil means? Allah is sufficient for me. Allah is enough for me. And He is the best trustee. Like Allah is the best to trust. So he's just walking, trusting Him, trusting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, trusting his life in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he doesn't care about anything else. They dump him in the fire, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded the fire to change its characteristic, to change from being burning to cool and peaceful to Ibrahim alayhi salam. Subhanallah, this is amazing. The fire all the time has been burning before Ibrahim and after Ibrahim. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala changed it just for the sake of Ibrahim alayhi salam in this moment. And he stayed there for a while, by the way. He stayed there for a while, and he came out of that place safe and sound, nothing wrong with him. But do you think his people would believe in him? No, they did not believe in him. They still in their denial, and they still in their disbelieving of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Ibrahim alayhi salam will leave now the Iraq for good. And two people only believed in him. His nephew by the name is Lut, and his wife by the name Sarah. Okay, so Sarah and Lut leave with him to go all the way to Palestine now from this. And we will continue inshallah the story, what would happen to them after this. We will stop here, and inshallah I want you guys to think, what did you learn from the story today? Maybe you can pause the audio and discuss it together, and then listen to my my lessons, inshallah, what I learned from the story. The first thing I learned about the story was Ibrahim alayhi salam's wisdom again. He is so wise. He doesn't just say it as it is. He want to make people think. That's the wise way of doing it. He doesn't want to just make them feel like, oh, you guys are arrogant, you're ignorant, and you don't know anything. This is wrong, and I'm right. No, he's not doing it this way. He explained to them practically to show them that these gods cannot protect themselves. Okay, so this is the one. Number two is his bravery. He's only 16 years old, for God's sake, and he's doing that for already. Like subhanallah, he's like so brave, and that's a Muslim, I think, characteristic, because a Muslim, he trusts Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's why his confidence comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he's trusting in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The last thing that I learned, and I think inshallah, hope all of us will learn this inshallah, trust Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and do the right thing. Allah will give you victory. No matter what happens, subhanallah, be only with what Allah wants you to be, anywhere, in your school, at your job, at your university, anywhere. Do the right things, and Allah will be with you. Look at Ibrahim AS, he did the right things. He worshipped Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He tried to invite his people to Islam. And Allah changed the characteristic of the fire. Never happened this before, subhanallah, but it would happen. Miracles happen until now, and it will happen with you if you are sincere to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you're doing the right thing. Allah will save you always, and Allah will be with you always. And I leave you with this thought. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.